type of story that makes the nerd in me so happy because it has data and it connects with a lot of the trends that I have been talking about on this channel. Global balance of population and power is shifting and is shifting, and the global leaders know that this is happening because they can see the data. If you look at the blue, the dark blue on the far side, that is how old the particular country is. Now, if you look at the United States, this is so interesting. The amount of old people mirrors the amount of young people perfectly. And there's just that big old chunk in the middle. So what this is saying is, the older people are just about out, but their subset is so small. And the crazy thing, and what I love about this, is that the older people are typically the more conservative voters. Oh my God, when they are gone, at least we can have some balance with younger people in leadership. But on these numbers, you see that there are not as many young people that are ready to move into the middle group, except for Nigeria. Look at this split. The young people and the middle age, working type of age are so similar. This is crazy. That means that Nigeria is getting younger. These other places are not getting younger because people are not having a bunch of kids. Nigeria has a birth rate that is above 5, whereas these other places, the birth rate is less than replacement. The distribution of people across our planet is changing pretty dramatically, with populations booming in sub-Saharan Africa and shrinking in parts of Europe and East Asia, including China. Driving the news, according to a new UN report, India will surpass China as the world's most populous nation by the middle of this year, if it hasn't already. China's population declined last year for the first time in 6 decades. Decades of strict population control measures helped to push China's fertility rate, 1.2, to the lowest in the world other than Singapore and South Korea. Beijing is now encouraging people to have more children. China also has very little inward migration, less than 0.1% of the population is foreign-born versus 15% in the U.S. A big part of the reason the U.S. workforce is expected to continue to grow as China shrinks. The flip side, India's working age population is expanding, a potential demographic dividend for an economy that is already the fastest growing in the G20 and could be the third largest in the world by 2030. So this will have business implications as well. There will be a part 2. Okay, to continue. Companies including Apple are increasing manufacturing in India, often at the expense of China. The UN report had already led to a flurry of stories analyzing whether India could become the more economically powerful Asian giant. This is huge. That's why I said the global implications are going to be profound. Yes, but the economy is still not creating nearly enough jobs for all the young people entering the workforce. More than 80% of Indians polled in the UN report said Indians' population was already too high, with 63% saying economic issues tied to population growth were a top concern. While India's population is expected to keep growing in the 2060s, the fertility rate has gradually fallen over several decades to 2 children per woman, below the global average of 2.3. Zoom out. Population growth around the world has significantly slowed due to factors including increased education and access to contraception for young women, per the report. Patriarchy is falling. Women have choices. Women are opting out. And global leaders are not listening to women, so population will continue to decline. The UN expects the global population to climb from 8 billion today to 9.7 billion by 2050, but then peak around 10.4 billion in the 2080s. Europe is the only region whose population will shrink between now and 2050. Eastern European countries, including Bulgaria and Moldova, have among the fastest shrinking populations in the world due to large-scale immigration and low birth rates. By contrast, half of all global population growth over that period is expected to come in 8 countries: the Democratic Republic of Congo, Egypt, Ethiopia, India, Nigeria, Pakistan, the Philippines, and Tanzania. The population of sub-Saharan Africa is growing far faster than any other region and is expected to nearly double to 2.1 billion by 2050. The region's demographics look markedly different from every other region. In Nigeria, for example, 43% of the population is under 15, while just 5% is over 65, while the fertility rate is 5.1. That is huge. The global population is getting darker, and that is the reason why so many people are scrambling and going crazy, yet they still won't listen to women and what they need to do to fix the issues. So tell me what you think. Y'all jump in the comments, like, comment, share.